Hello, welcome back into this tutorial. So in the previous video, we have successfully installed the Laravel and run it using our development environment using Laragon. So now we can now start to create our blog. So just in the previous video, I say that we are going to use a code editor to edit to do the coding of our blog. I mean the creation of that, which means we need to create our controllers, log in and login functionalities, registration functionalities, and create some posts, create some categories, create some tag, and maybe some pages. So in this part, we what we are going to do first is to create our authentication and registration. What the good information that I will ask to you is that we don't need to create to create that manually because Laravel has a functionality that is included and that once you install Laravel. But the good thing is that you just need to activate that, and let's see it how it works on the based on the documentations. So you see in the documentation part you need to do this kind of thing to install some Laravel UI, which is you will going to use about PHP artisan, and then you need to select which scaffolding are you going to use, whether it's bootstrap, vue, or react. So in our case we are going to use this one, and but we need to add an auth because we are going to create an authentication which includes our register and login. So I we need to run that. So in my case I already done that. So so just follow that, guys. You need to run that in your terminal, the cmdr. So once you run that, you will see an output like this. So it means that installed. So after that, you need to run this one, which is I will run it now. So paste paste it here, paste it. Okay, php artisan ui bootstrap, which we're going to use that scaffolding. Let's just wait. Okay, so I think it's done. So it says that we need to run this code after that. So we will do that, but let's first check what are the changes that's been applied when we ran that code before. So let's see, refresh. I think it will add here at the resources views. As you can see, before we only have this one, but now since we run that PHP artisan, since we run this code, it's generate a auth views with the forget password, confirm, and email, something like that, registration views with together with the layout one, which is when we see that, I think in the console, in the application side, when we refresh that, you see it has a login and a register. So as you see here, it doesn't have any design yet because we are not yet implement this part. So we are going to run that and let's see what happens. Okay, so I think the installation of the packages is done, and now it's running the npm run dev. Let's just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it's done. So it has a notification pop up at the bottom of your screen. So let's refresh. Oh, okay. As you see, it's like a magic, or maybe I should say magic. And when you see that, okay. So now we already did the authentication and then the registration views of our future blog. So what do you think is going to do next is, of course, to create a let's say database and let's say a tables in this one, so that we can use this login. As you can see, if I use the login part, it has some requirements that it's finding a database and also a table. So let's create this one. So by that, we are going to open the CMDR and open the database, which is navigating us to the PHP admin. And let's create a database, for example, blog. So it's created without table. Let's see what's the error. Of course, this will be the same because we need to change the database that has been mapped in the environment variable. So as you can see, our application name is Laravel, so we can change that to blog. And then the database name is also blog. And then just in the previous video session, we know that the database has no password, but it has a username of root with the port of 3306, which is you also see here. So let's try what is the result. Okay, so page expired. So let's try it again. So as you can see, and then type password any kind, and so as you see, the error has been changed, which is now it is now finding a table blog that users, because we already created the blog, so it's pointed into this database, but it doesn't have this table as you see, as we've seen here. So let's create that. So right now we're and how to create that is we are going to use the based on the documentation, we're going to go to database, which is the query builder, and then let's see. No, not there. It's in the basics, and then the migrations. Okay. So as you see in the documentation, it's a very rich documentation, which is it's very simple to follow. So what we're going to do is to create the table for the users. So let's create that. So as you can see, just read that if you have time, but in this video we are going to directly do that. So what we are going to do is copy this one, create users tables, and then we can run that in the terminal. Oh, it says that create users tables is exists, so it means that when we run this one, it means that it also creates a migration file for us. So let's check that. Okay, it should be here. Okay, as you see, it's automatically created. So all you need to do now is to put this database to creation with using only a command line. So how would we do that? It's just simple command line. It's just something like this: PHP artisan migrate. So as you see, it migrates. It means that this command will do this kind of things. It will create a users table. It will create a password reset table. It will create a failed jobs table that it can be. This one can't be used right now because we don't need it, but it's the standard. But it can be deleted if you want. But for now we don't. We just disregard that even though it's created. So let's check it out. So let's check it now in the database. we need to check again. So as you see, it creates the users table, the password resets, the the failed jobs, and then as you can see, it has a default table, which is the migrations, which is the one who's have our records of the migrations that we've done. Look at that. So now if I refresh that, let's see what's the error. So it says that credentials does not match, because if we look at the table of the users, we have no data yet. So how can we add data? The good thing about Laravel is that, like I said, it has a built-in login and registration, which is you don't need to code that. And if you are using other framework, you need to do this kind of stuff, which is let's say give you some effort to do these kind of things. So right now, as you see, we don't need to do that, so it's an easy to use. So okay, I will do the registration. So Ryan, which is my email address, is this one. Sorry, that's my personal email. It's okay, but you don't know the password, of course. Is you should have the password 12345 6. Confirm 12345 6. And by the way, guys, I will not go into register correctly. We just need to check some validations for you to see that it's a very rich package of Laravel of using this built-in login registration. As you can, I will go to register. As you can see, it has a validation about the password if it's not much, or maybe if it's at least less than 8 characters. So it's good, right? It's out of the box. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It should be now registered. So thing, as you can see, it is now created your account and you are automatically logged in. So that's it. So as you see, as I said before, that Laravel is very powerful and it has a built-in authentication and registration. So we use that in this session. So in the next video, I will what we are going to do is to create some interface here wherein you can add your let's say post and then say you can add some pages, and then you can create some CRUD about your categories, tags, and postings, articles, something like that, and then decoration of your pages. So just stay tuned in the next video. So that's it for today. Thank you.